lead sleds. Is that some sort of weird Volvo drifting cult? What's up guys, it's Drifts and Lifts here. Welcome back to the Epic Volvo Drift YouTube channel that is Drifts and Lifts. Alright, so today's episode guys, we got a couple things. I really wanted to show you this new Volvo mod tip that I found. It's as far as weight reduction goes. So you guys, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you guys know that I'm a pretty big fan of weight reduction. You know, even my daily driver cars, I'll strip quite a bit of stuff out of. The best thing about weight reduction is it increases the stats of all the cars. So it makes it better at handling, makes it better at acceleration, top speed, better fuel economy. It's even less wear and tear on parts essentially. So I'm a really big fan of weight reduction. And when you get these cars nice and light, you know, you strip 400 or 500 pounds out of them, they actually feel pretty nimble and they're not that heavy of a car. So this wagon, I'm actually prepping for the drift event coming up, guys. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to take Miss Huff or this wagon, but I think it'd be kind of cool to drift this wagon in the competition. It's going to be pretty competitive after me and Jake manual swap it pretty soon here. We're also doing extended lower control arms, as well as a slightly different knuckle design. We're going to kind of refresh them to kind of how I like it. So yeah, this is really cool, guys. So I posted on my Instagram last night a picture of essentially these big chunks of metal. And, you know, I never knew this before, but I actually found a write-up article online. It was, some guys did a full how-to weight reduction of a Volvo 740. I'll include the link to this article in the description of this video. So they labeled every single part they took out, how much it weighed, and how to remove it. So it was literally the whole car, everything from the sound deadening to the AC system to every possible thing you could take out in a Volvo 740 race car. So one thing I was reading in the article was these big blocks of iron that actually were located in the frame rails. So they're essentially vibration dampeners. And you know, people will say that, you know, 10, 15 pounds you're not going to feel. Well, that may be true, but every pound does add up. And you know, once you take out the AC system along with a couple other things, you get to 100 pounds and all of a sudden you can sort of feel that. Especially from the front of the car, that's a really important place to take weight from because it's going to help out your weight distribution. So guys, I'm going to show you just real quick how I remove these so you guys can do it for yourself. So these are beefy, man. These are actually 8 pounds a piece, so that's 16 pounds in total, which is a definite worthwhile weight reduction from the front of the car in my opinion. This took me a little while in the garage last night, just tinkering around, pulling bolts out and stuff. So these blocks of iron are actually located in the frame rail right here. And so you have to remove the front bumper and the front bumper shocks to get to them, which is actually pretty easy. So you know, it's already done, so I can't show you guys pulling the bolts out, but there's 2 bolts that go through here, and those are on the front there. Another 2 bolts that go right there. And if you guys look, there's this one little 10mm bolt through the shock itself. So I'll show you guys on the car kind of where those go. So the 2 bolts holding the bumper, this car has been in an accident, I just realized. This is kind of folded, and this has some crumpling here. So I think this car was actually in an accident. Maybe it had a repaired fender or something at one time. All the better because this car, you know, is gonna get thrashed, so it's less of the Pierce crying at me. So yeah, guys, 2 bolts right here, that's gonna hold that shock in, and then the one 10mm is gonna be in this region. I think one of these holes right here had the 10mm. So once you remove the bumper, I actually had to cut the wires on my fog lights. That's about the only thing holding in the bumper, other than, I almost forgot these, because I took the skins off with it. So as you can see, there's 3 10mm bolts here that go actually through here. So 1, 2, and 3 in this little range here. So take those out, and the bumper should just kind of slide out once you wiggle it out. And then, yeah, so these weights are actually held in with a simple 4 10mm nuts. So they're actually right over the subframe. You're gonna see the 10mm nuts on this side of the frame rail, just on the side here. So there's gonna be 2 here and 2 up there. So once you remove those, you can kind of knock them out. And what I had to do is I actually got a piece of wire and I wrapped it around, and then I was actually able to stuff the wire down there, and I was actually able to stuff the wire down in there and hook it onto one of these studs and pull the whole weight out. So I'm just putting the bumpers back on right now. I'm gonna do something a little different as far as the styling of this car goes. I'm going to paint the bumpers completely white to match the car. I've never done that on an 80s style car, so it might look pretty cool. We're gonna see how it goes. And then guys, the end of this video, I'm actually going out to about an hour away from here to pick up a new set of wheels. Found a really good deal on a set of old school Corvette Stingray wheels. They're the 15x8 style, so I have adapter spacers to run those, and they're a really good deal, so I figured I may as well go pick them up. Yeah guys, so me and Jake are planning on manual swapping this car really soon. So my good friend off Instagram, shout out to Orange Goose, he actually came through and he had a spec clutch kicking around. It was kind of the last piece of the puzzle as far as the manual swap stuff goes on this car. And he sent it over for free. I just had to pay shipping, so a huge shout out to him. Really appreciate that. That saves me from buying a brand new Rock Auto Satches clutch, especially with my financial situation right now. I'm pretty tight on funds. So this helps me out a lot. Really, big shout out to him. Anyways, guys, so yeah, this car is going to be manual swapped. We're actually going to strip out more weight from the rear. Probably going to take out all the rear seats. And I'm actually been kind of brainstorming what to do with this wagon. I want to do something a little bit different than the typical wagon drift build. So I was kind of playing around with the idea. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. If we welded this rear door shut, and then we stripped out everything in the car, and then we cut out this pillar right here. So took this pillar out, took all the windows and stuff out, and just did one big piece of plexiglass. So it would be like essentially like a two-door wagon with one big window. Or even cooler maybe would be a panel van. So aluminum sheet metal painted white to match the car. It'd be essentially a panel van drift wagon. I think that'd be really cool, a little bit different. I was looking online, I couldn't see anything that anybody's done that. There's obviously a reason why nobody would do that, because it's gonna block your, you know, your blind spots and stuff like that. What's up, Volvo Kitty? I named my cat Volvo, guys. That's how diehard I am. All right, guys, so after a bunch of messing around, we got these bumpers painted. It's definitely not the nicest job I've ever done. Not that I ever do good paint jobs, but yeah, so the color is not quite matched. It's a little bit too light on the bumpers, and it's a little bit more creamy on the car. But overall, I think it looks really cool. I'm gonna grab another can of this paint. I'm actually gonna do the lower kind of side skirt area, because that's painted black. And if I paint it white, it's gonna make the car look a little bit kind of lower, I guess. But overall pretty cool, just as a cheap, you know, just kind of like change the aesthetic look of this car. So that's pretty much a wrap up of the video. Hope you guys liked that weight reduction mod there. I bet you all you guys are gonna go and do that to your cars now. I would. 16 pounds is still 16 pounds, you know, it makes a difference at the end of the day, if you can, you know, combine that with a couple other weight reduction things. So yeah, lots of stuff to come for this car, guys. And then yeah, so then we're gonna have the competition. Most likely gonna be driving this wagon in the competition, guys. I think it'll be pretty much set up. You know, we'll make on it about 180 wheel horsepower. We'll take out the rear seats, we'll reduce it a little bit more, and I think it'll be a relatively competitive car with everything. So like and subscribe for moldy Volvo cheese. Peace out.